Hey, mama, is it true what they say that Papa never worked a day in his life? And mom, there's some bad talk going around town saying Papa had 3 outside children and another wife. That ain't right. Say Papa did some storefront preaching, spent most of his time chasing women and drinking, dealing in debt and stealing in the name of the Lord. This is what mama say. Come here, boy. Your papa was a rolling stone. Hey, hey, wherever he laid his hat was his home. And when he got called, all he left us was some words. Hey, people, I'm sorry I'm late with this story, but after person after person after person in the blogosphere and on social media, we're talking about this story, I was finally drawn in. Hi, y'all. I was finally drawn in. Hey, hi, Princess A, Teresa Hopkins, Dog Liquor, DD, hey, JG. Hello, everybody. Hey, R Supreme, RJ Supreme. Good evening. So they all talking about this dude, Derrick Jaxn. I never heard of him until this week, but I sure enough done heard about him now, right? So we have a hypocrite. We have what we are exposed to on a daily basis when we're not in lockdown, of course, not when we don't have corona, of these hypocrites who run our churches, right? T.D. Jakes once explained it as we preach an idea. He was trying to defend their hatred of homosexuals at one point. How can you be so hateful and nasty? We preach an idea is what he said. So that's the cover. I'm gonna preach about what I think is right, but it's got absolutely nothing to do with reality, right? So we've seen it over and over and over again. So this dude here, he ain't much different than one of the ejaculated preachers. So now he got to figure out a way to get out of this mess. All right, I'm sure you guys are already familiar with the story. This dude, Derrick Jaxn, supposed to be a relationship guru, came up with this foolishness about black men don't cheat. That's what Charlemagne the God used to always say. I guess he got it from him. So he gives relationship advice about what's right and what's wrong and all this kind of stuff. Everybody's supposed to be in these ideal relationships. Nobody cheats and all this kind of stuff, right? Now he got caught with his drawers down, and these women's coming forward and say he never stopped fucking. That man has never stopped fucking since the day he said I do. It was I do to the world. As Larry Reed would say, community ping. So this is a man who this is his business. His business is relationship guru. He's preaching an idea, right? But the thing that offends me is, of course, the hypocrisy, right? Because you're having these people trying to live up to a standard that you don't even live up to. You're just preaching some out of a book, honey, or creating a book. So the other thing is, a lot of people are going off on this woman about how she looked. How she looked. Okay, hey, RJ Supreme. I've been binge watching Dawson. I like them. Mr. Dawson. The biggest sins are committed in the church. He got a story every week, right? They caught one where they draws down every week, right, RJ Supreme? Anyway, what I'm saying is this. This man is a wordsmith. He is a master manipulator. And he's chosen his woman, the kind of woman he would marry, based on him being able to manipulate her. It almost looked like a hostage video, what I saw. She going on with all of this church, you know what, people, we got to stop lying so damn much. The Bible is not sitting up there talking about your marriages all the way through the Bible. Just like they had us convinced a few years ago that all they talked about was homosexuals. Now is that all they talk about is your marriage, and all they talk about is the children. No, let the children come unto me. Don't stop them, let them come, right? Isn't that pretty much what he said? I mean, it's kind of it. But they make it all about your family and your children. Marriage in the Bible, it's got nothing to do with what we call marriage today. It ain't no man and a woman. I mean, I know that the Bible says let a man, a man leave his family and join with the wife and all that kind of stuff, right? But then they have examples of Solomon with how much did he have? 300 wives, 600 concubines. I don't know how that man did it. 600, maybe he hit them all once. But the thing, the very idea of a marriage. I mean, was a woman even allowed to speak? If she is so religious, perhaps she is trying to take her idea of what a woman is, a good Christian woman is, from the Bible 6,000 years ago. Do we even take morality from 50 years ago? When people couldn't be seen on television sleeping in the same bed? That's just 50 years ago. She go back 6,000 years. So he is in the business of talk. He talks well. They say he looks all fine. I don't see it, honey. I see it's just an average looking guy. He looks like any other. He looks like an athlete. I mean, but ain't nothing fancy about that dude. I don't think anything special about him at all. He talks well. His gift is his mouth, the gift of gab, right? So he just wraps her all around his finger, and he can make her believe anything. All she knows is the bills getting paid. I'm going to church on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. That's how she sees it. That's a good woman. So him dragging his wife up on stage, you can see just by their attire. Now, people are making too much out of how she looked, but perhaps this is how she looks. So I wouldn't be impressed by her fixing herself up, putting all these wigs and stuff on, if that's not who she is. This is who he married. The real her. This is how she looks all the time. A lot of men like that. When I was in the pen, the stories these big men would say. These men, they would have, let's just take the example, they have like a big woman for a wife because she's going to take care of the children. She's going to cook. She's going to take care of the house. She's going to clean the house. But their sex life was totally something different, right? Also, when his ass got arrested, she was the one going to send him money. She's going to do everything because that's his wife. They had that totally separate from their sex life. You understand what I'm saying? Plus, they were young when they married or whatever, so she might just be stuck with him because if she is so religious, then she probably believes that she has to stick with him no matter what. Now, you ought to take a lesson from the white folks, honey. You want to cheat? I want half. That's it. That's the deal. I'm sure they didn't have no money when they married because they said they've been together, 18 years, something like that, and however many years. Both of them had to be very young when they got married. I'm sure they didn't even concede that they needed a prenup. There probably is no prenup. So she needs to take a lesson. Say, listen, you want to go out and have sex with other people? You want to humiliate me? You want to have the whole internet talking to me, calling me stupid and dumb, calling me a hostage, talking about my hair or my lack of thereof, saying I'm ugly, I'm plain. Do it. But you're going to give me half, Negro. Everything you got while we were in this marriage that entitles me to half. I don't know what state they live in. California is a community property state. So half. And this system is put in place so you won't cheat. So you behave. The old movies used to call it an indiscretion. So they were always part of the reality was these men cheat. But an indiscretion is when you embarrass the woman and the children. You brought it home. You got some skank calling the house and such. This woman has put up with a lot. Now, some people are saying she looked like a lesbian because she didn't have all the adornments on, the big earrings. And she is the kind of, obviously, she thinks his life is more important than her own. So she doesn't put much energy into herself. Because if she was a feminine type woman, she would automatically put on lipstick and she would automatically put on her, all of the stuff. And there are certain kind of women, there's no way in hell they go come on screen without fixing themselves up and making themselves beautiful. She obviously don't care about that. And that's who he married. So I'm glad she did come on as herself. So we can get a better idea of what's going on in this marriage thing. I don't know how this boy is going to survive this one. Right? He'll spin it because he's a wordsmith. He'll spin it like any other pimp. Cheater. Hey, people. Let's see what y'all thinking. Oh, I got some. Okay. Thank you. Oh, there's no way I can say your name, sweetheart. What do you got this lady on here laughing? Oh, my goodness. What kind of hell emoji is that? Zambia? Oh, I've never seen that one before. She has a large lady pounding the ground, hitting the ground, laughing. Ha, 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 ha. Oh, she's laughing. At least she's not crying. We don't know what goes on in these relationships, Chef. They might have an arrangement. She could be, but what if she is a lesbian woman? And she said, this is a marriage of convenience, honey. We need to set up a family. We don't know. I mean, I'm not accusing the woman of anything. Okay. I'm Zambia Johnson. Or did you super chat me twice? You love my show? Oh, thank you. That's sweet, honey. Thank you. Okay. Papa was a rolling stone. We need more truth. Wherever he laid his hat, that was his home. And he said when he died, he didn't leave his shit. All he left us was alone, honey. He went out and partied his whole life, talking that scripture and ripping people off. A storefront preacher. We hit this story. RJ Supreme, you brought up those two people, Denise Dawson. They got a story every week, every 2 weeks. It used to be Larry Reed would do it every 2 weeks. There would be King Giles would do it every 2. They always got somebody in there. They call with their draws down. So these people, they're just preaching an idea. It ain't got a goddamn thing to do with reality. And people need to start dealing with the reality of life, the reality of what you can get yourself into when you marry people. And you marry them, you don't know anything about them really, because you're hanging on to this idea they done preached year after year after year after year after year, and you think it's got something to do with reality. She's so religious, she probably won't leave him. She'll just stay there and deal with it, like a lot of first ladies. They need to have a first ladies coming out day, and let's hear what's really going on. We heard you talk about what what's those ladies in the Bible? They very rarely even mention their names. They didn't feel a woman was worthy of a name. Anyway, Naomi and all this kind of stuff. Like it's got something to do with your life. Nothing to do with your life at all, child. So at least she has her church to hang on to. She has her God. She has her church, her beliefs and whatever. And I do think that many times that is something to hold on to. You done got yourself in a marriage. You don't believe in divorce. This man is a wildcat, but he pays the bills. And he keeps you in the lap of luxury. So what do? Now that you're being embarrassed to the whole damn world, I would think you start thinking about that half. Y'all own 2 houses? Okay, I'll take one. Give me the big one, because the woman usually gets the big one. This is the only way these fools gonna act right. Layla. Do I have a lot of followers in Africa and other countries? Because I ain't no way in hell I can get these names. I can't pronounce names. Dunmore Layla. Dunmore. Hi, Layla. Thanks for coming in. Hey, Donette Webster. What y'all think? I didn't really jump on the story. I say what some of these relationship things. I mean, I'm not in a relationship. I don't know a damn thing about it. I mean, I can barely remember being in one, but I think it's different between men and women as opposed to men and men kind of thing. But there's so much there. The whole damn internet is talking about this damn situation with this dude. So y'all are actually taking advice from this dude. Y'all actually believe black men don't cheat? I mean, how many of y'all actually believe this stuff? Right? He wants to preach an idea of black men don't cheat, but you all know it's bullshit, right? He'll come up with another angle. He sounds educated. He has a sense of humor. So he is a wordsmith and he knows how to talk. He has the gift of gab. As I've said many times on here, the gift of gab, you can use it for good or evil. Not every person with the gift of gab is called to be a preacher. This dude has found another angle. He made himself a relationship guru, Now he's making videos talking in third person. No, we want to hear what you have to say. We don't want to hear about no goddamn fantasy. We want to hear what you have to say directly, Mr. Jaxn. Why did you name? Why it's got to be Jaxn? Can't it just be Jaxn like everybody else? I mean, he had to have a special spelling for his name, right? So I imagine she gets up and she shines his shoes and she lays out his suits and she goes down and make him a hot breakfast and she does all these duties like she was living in 1800s for him to look good, to shine. Same thing with pimps and hoes. The pimp must look good. She got hoes all in her stockings, but he has to look good and she has to go out and get the money, right? The difference here would be that I guess he makes a living doing this thing, right? He sucked in. This is how he makes his bread and butter now. So it's totally divorced from reality. So I imagine there are many other women out there because apparently he's come up with now, he's gotten a gag order on some woman yesterday. So he's trying to present, oh, we worked it out. You can buy my book at such and such for a discount price and all this kind of shit. He's trying to sell books about how him and his wife worked it out. Then you got a woman come on here saying that, no, I fucked him last week. It ain't nothing in the past. He's still lying. Will a cheater change his stripes? No, I don't believe it. He gonna fuck until he's tired of fucking. Now, I do believe if you can stay in the relationship long enough for him to lose interest in sex, that would put him 60 years old. You still want him then? I mean, you're going to suffer for 30 years until he's no longer interested in sex? I married a cheater. I found out soon after we got together. We didn't have gay marriage then. So my relationship, when I say I married him, I just mean this was my love of my life, my one relationship, right? Soon after I met him, I realized that he knew a whole lot of people, a whole lot of men, right? And this was his thing when I met him. He was a very promiscuous type of a person. But I fooled around and fell in love. I fooled around and fell in love. I must have messed around with about 1 million guys. I love them and I leave them alone. But then I fooled around and fell in love. Anyway, I fell in love with this guy. Now, he wasn't expecting to fall in love with me. This was something strange for him. So it was a struggle for him to be even in the relationship, right? But we ended up together, living together, right? But he was still the same guy. He was still the same guy who liked a lot of men. And I was still the same homebody who did. So that song doesn't apply to me, it applies to him. He fell in love. So yes, things got better. But the thing that got better was he learned how to hide it better. That's it. He still wanted to be, every time we come into the bar, everybody's smiling. Hi, Jimmy. Hi, Jimmy. Hi. And then I'm walking around, now who in the hell he done fucked? Which people am I inviting into my home who are actually having sex with my partner? I dealt with that. And that's what eventually broke us up. Well, it didn't break up until actually I physically put my hands on him. And that had to end immediately because I wasn't going to be involved in that. So it was a hopeless situation. But I loved him and he loved me, So we had our few years. But no, he didn't change. He got sneakier. So like the old movies used to say, he has indiscretions. In other words, getting caught. So if you marry a dog, he ain't gonna turn into a cat when you marry him, honey. Don't do it to yourself. That's right. Let me see. I open my windows, warm in here today. I guess the weather's changing, people. The weather's changing. Spring is on the way. Let me see. Be quiet, baby. I know what time it is. You ding, ding, ding. I know. Don't worry. He'll last. Okay, I've seen him down my timeline and stroll right on because I knew he was talking shit. Okay, Lisa girl, I've seen him down my timeline and strolled right past him. I know he was talking ish. It is the truth. A wordsmith. So he probably got her mind all twisted. He make whatever he decides he wants her to believe. He go and spin a yarn, you know. I'm sure that's how pimps do after they done beat the shit out of the hoes. They got a million words ready. I didn't see any scars on her, but she did definitely seem to be a submissive, passive woman. A woman stuck in religion. The religion part, that might just be a cover too. She really, basically, they don't have no words. They got caught. She knew she was married to a cheater. The whole time they were promoting all this idea about this black men don't cheat and all this shit he'd been promoting. She knew. She knew from the very beginning. Apparently they had a breakup. He said she had left him with the kids and all that, and then they worked it out. But that coincide with the fact that these mistresses that come in forth saying that they had sex with him last week. So he's still lying. So his career is about to take a haircut. Now they might have cut it. It might not cut it all off. He'll come up with some other angle. Maybe he'll get off relationships and move on to something else, because the gift of gab, it is transferable, right? He can go in there and pour his soul out to the church and make them believe that now he's a changed man. And then his next hustle will be he's a preacher now, right? Because the gift of gab is transferable. He can move on to something else. He can talk about cars if he wants to, and probably sell them pretty good. Let me see. What else is going on here? Dirty, rotten scoundrel. He's no good. A heartbreaker. He is a liar and he's a cheat. And she don't know why. She let him do them things to her. Her friends keep telling her that he ain't no good. But whoa, what they don't know, that she would not leave him if she could. Lord have mercy. Maybe he puts it on her good. I don't know. But they got together young. So he's had a lot of time to manipulate her brain and her mind. I'm way behind. Hold on. Let me catch up. RJ Supreme says, I refuse to go to churches that hates nature. Yes. They don't even talk about no damn nature. They don't even consider it. Oh, I don't believe in it. What do you mean you don't believe in it? The fuck difference does that make? You think things just go away because you don't believe it? Girl. Yeah. I never thought about it. It's just nature, honey. There's nature. There's homosexuality in nature. There's cheating ass scoundrels in nature. I think that's their nature, honey. If that is their nature to be cheating, and don't think that these cheaters don't want a happy home. Make yours a happy home. They still have other desires other than fucking. They still have a desire to have children. They still have a desire to have a home. They may even still desire to have a church life. They want all of it. They feel like they are entitled to it all. As long as they can pay the cost to be the boss. They pay the cost to be the boss. Look at me. You know what you see? You see a bad mother. A hostage video was waiting for her to blink 3 times for help me, honey. Either he physically abuses her or he mentally. I would think probably he mentally abuses her, because she seemed perfectly happy to be in the relationship she's in, because this is not news to her. She might have married him even before that. Maybe she wants her a big old shiny black man, honey. Maybe she enjoys that. We don't know the whole story. We assume she's being abused because her husband is a scoundrel, as someone said. She might like it. She might. We don't know. She could have married him before she even understood her own sexuality. And then they're just stuck in a marriage that seems to work. I mean, it seems to give the kids a home. People stay in relationships because of kids many times as well. Finances seem right. Hell, he's paying all the bills. You know, they just got caught. There are women who share their men in the same bed with other women. Don't assume. We can't assume everything, honey. For some reason, she's still there. He said she left. Well, she came back. They worked it out, and then you get all these mistresses, these women saying they've been having sex with him currently. So he never changed. Tiger don't change his stripes. Friends keep telling me, change, 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 you fool. For 5 long years, she thought he was her man. But she found out she's just a link in his chain. He got her where she wants her. She ain't nothing but a fool. He treated her mean. Oh, Lord. He treated her cruel. Aretha could school y'all, honey. I get more from Aretha Franklin's songs than all this other stuff. All these talkers. Did she look depressed? Well, we don't know. That's just a snippet. We don't even know that that's her regular personality. We don't know shit. We know that she ain't going to go out of her way to put no lipstick on. And we know she'll throw a bonnet on and just jump on screen. So that sounds like she was doing something else. And he just took her and said, come on, we're going to make this video. You want these bills to keep getting paid? Come on, we got to make this video. I don't know, but were you taking advice from him? Relationship advice from him? Did she look depressed? She ain't gonna look depressed in the video. I mean, the video was 5 minutes. 5 minutes out of a lifetime. Hey, Lady Knuckles. Lady Knuckles. Oh my goodness. You be laying hands, Lady Knuckles? Lady Knuckles, I'd be scared to get involved, honey. You tell me you from you ready. They should have called my mama that. My mama, when we were little kids and we would misbehave, particularly misbehave in church, something like that. She had a situation where she take the knuckle and she press it into your brain until you got the idea. That was better than the Yale Fest. So emotion been checked out a long time ago. Her emotions been checked out a long time ago. He's probably mentally abusive to her, or certainly he is domineering. I would think, for sure. And that's the kind of man. That's the kind of woman he wanted to marry. And for whatever, she may think of him as daddy. I mean, look at pimps. They got 16 hoes, all of them with the same man. Right? It could be her choice. Maybe she feel like that's what she's worth. Man is king. Tell me his name is Dr. Feelgood. And oh, yes. Good God Almighty. Ooh. I don't mind company because company's all right with me every once in a while. Be it my mother, my brother, or my sister. I tell you, girl, I'll get up, put on some clothes. Go when me and that man get to loving. Hey, Aretha Franklin, you're supposed to be a holy woman. She's just telling the truth, honey. He knows just what to say to her to make her feel right and good. Kind of puts you in the mind of Seeley, don't it? Miss Seeley, getting here. Girl, sound like he just going to the bathroom on you. That's what it's like. That's what it feels like. Come here, baby. Just hop on me and do his business. I hope he ain't in that situation. He just hop on and do his business. Some girls might find that sexy, honey. She's got papers on me. She's got papers. That's right. Give me half. That's my paper, honey. Hello, Shirley. This is Barbara. I don't know if you're going to accept this or come out of a bag on me. If she, it really doesn't matter. What a horrible way to live, though. I mean, how could she be comfortable? She know he out there pumping somebody else, and he drags his ass in the house, and now she got to go and act like it doesn't matter to her. I'm okay. Bless her for having such a rich. Well, that's true. Surfing tangents too. She has her church life, her spiritual life, and that gets her through. So basically, she's not even in a marriage, really. She's in a situation where you know, she's raising her kids. She probably has a very active church life. Now he has no choice but to pay up. That's right. Give me half, honey. You got a Mercedes? Chop it right in half, baby. I'll take the side with the motor. Y'all remember the scene with Medea movie? When Medea was helping her niece break up with that dude. And she took the electric chainsaw and started chopping shit in half. Well, metaphorically, that's what happens. We got to get hip. If he's even got any money, I don't know if he has any money or not. Y'all say that he's real popular online, but what does that mean? I'm a writer myself. I know books. I mean, books pay. When the book comes out, it pays for maybe a year or so. But and they linger, give you crumbs and all that. But he ain't supporting no lifestyle with what he made on them damn books. I'm sure of that. I mean, TD Jakes, he ain't making no living off what I'm sure he sells more books than him. That ain't the primary thing. The primary thing is he's a preacher. He go over there and get them wheelbarrows full of money. Pimping ain't easy. He's not a good pimp, Elnor. He can't keep his bitches in line. Ooh. Oh, they're britches. Okay, britches in line. They're coming out the woodwork. More gonna come out. And he's gonna start paying them off too. Unless he's got their mind just as warped as hers. Apparently, one of these women is a doctor. So he wants to date up. Oh, no. Oh. Hi, Deborah Mitchell. And 4-2 NV King. Thank you, moderators. Thanks for coming in. Derrick bought his mistress and wife the same perfume to cover. Ooh, that's smart there, I guess. If you buy him this, then he can't smell the different perfume on her. But I don't get the impression, Deborah Mitchell, that this woman wears perfume. She don't look like the kind of woman that even wears makeup. From what we saw, I mean, we only saw her for 5 minutes. But what we saw, I mean, you were about to go on social media to present yourself to the entire world, and you don't even take time to put a little lipstick on or comb your hair or anything. She's probably not the kind of woman that will wear makeup. And that's who he wants, that's who he sees as his wife. And he sees something else. I would imagine the other girls are probably pretty saucy with lingerie and opposites, and he wants it all. Right? And I get so sick of all we get time and time again the hypocrisy of these people who put themselves on pedestals like they're better than other people. And they're not helping anything because they're not dealing with reality. The realities. How do I function in a situation like this? Or should I make the decision to walk away from it? I'm sure his advice would probably be to somebody else that she should leave. That's probably the advice he's been giving. If he's going to cheat, the woman should leave. And then he's the biggest cheat himself, you know. She ain't a bad looking woman. She's very lovely. But, you know, women, it's all about style. What your style is. Some women are very, I can't imagine Patti LaBelle coming on online without makeup and lipstick and hair and all that kind of stuff. That's who she is. Right? I would like to see what do the mistresses look like. I'm sure they don't look like her. They're not as plain as her. But she herself is not a bad looking woman at all. Nothing wrong with her. She doesn't seem like just an innocent young girl, really. And they both seem pretty young. So if they've been married for over 10 years, they probably married, you know, as teenagers or in the early 20s. She didn't know what he was. Or she might have suspected and thought she could change him. She could be depressed. That's why she's humiliated. Yeah. Here's a book deal with TD Jakes. Oh my goodness. TD Jakes probably gonna cut ties with her. And $100,000, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Yeah, probably a church would probably cut ties with him. See, they're preaching this idea about marriage, but they pretend that book is all about marriage, and it's not. It's not. They're in that world 6,000 years ago. Those people treated their wife like their wife was property of the man. It's totally different. But they somehow or other go in there like, oh, this is what the Bible. No. You pull a verse out of here, and then you skip down 500 years, and you got a verse there, and you skip down another 700 years, and you got another verse there, and you take that and you make that. This is all the Bible's talking about. Sex. These people are obsessed with sex and marriage. Right? You really want the kind of marriage that appears in the Bible? You want to be somebody's horse? Your job is to provide children, please. Oh, she could be a gorgeous woman if she chooses to do that. I mean, she has all of the basics to be beautiful. But that's not going to be her. You can't just make yourself be somebody else. I think I'd be more offended if she wouldn't doll herself up. And then we found out that in her regular life, we see her in sweatsuits. Sweatsuits, no makeup, no hair, none of that stuff. And he chose her. She didn't be all womanly and then go to being her who she is now. This is the kind of woman he wanted a relationship with. Maybe he really does love his wife, and he feels entitled to have a wife and a hoe, or a side chick, or whatever y'all call them these days. Elle says everything about her is tired. She is a pretty woman, and she's been with him since she was a teenager. See, that's the problem. He's been twisting her mind since she was a teenager. He was probably her first everything, and she still a little naive. So he took advantage of it. Right. He probably keeps her separated from the world, honey. Yeah, he probably keeps her in her little web and in her little religious web. And she just said, well, as long as I don't know. Well, now, baby, everybody knows, honey. Hi there. Terja Von Trail. Hi. Thank you for the super chat. Hello, Mr. Tim. Oh, kisses to you as well, and your little doggy too. What's your opinion on Derrick hiding behind? I hate it. That's what they all do, though. That's what they all do. They always use the religion, honey. Every time they get that caught with their drawers down, all of a sudden now they're godly men. And they say, look how God has delivered me. I'm delivered. But the host said, the woman, the side woman said, I had sex with him last week. This ain't in the past, baby. And she just one of them. And we only dealing with the ones that came forward. That ain't all of them. Some of them have a mistress on the side, so they have two women. And some will just be spreading ping everywhere. We don't know who he went and bought a car for real quick. Don't say nothing. I've heard of women who just don't want to know the truth. You know, They just accept he's got a separate life. I don't want to know. Don't tell me nothing. And he got to work late every goddamn night. Meanwhile, all the bills are paid. My kids are in school. You know, I don't want to be a single mother. I don't want to be stuck with all these responsibilities. That's what I'm telling you, baby. Take your half. Take your half, even if you have to hire security. He likes her the way she is. That's right. That's who they want to marry, honey. They don't want no. They want somebody who's involved in being a helpmate to them. He like her whole life is him. She was no less dressed than he was. He had a sweater on. She had a sweater on. Everybody's not the same, people. Everybody's is not into all this stuff. And I'll tell you very honestly, a lot of women look beautiful with natural hair. A lot of women, their hair ain't much longer than mine, honey, and they look fine. Because they're not into it, right? We don't know nothing about that girl. She looked like a hostage in this video that because she's trying to cover his ass. She's perfectly cute. I think she had a thing on her head because she probably didn't know she was about to go live. She was about to go make a video. He just took her and made her do that. Maybe she didn't even know it before it happened. Remember now, he is the internet sensation. So he's always ready. But they put too much, they put her down and they act like he's some kind of Greek god or something. He's just an average looking dude. So what, he's in shape? He should be in shape. What is he, about 30-something years old? Why wouldn't he be in shape? It ain't like a man does a whole lot, honey. The man shaved his face, he brushed his teeth, he washed his face, and now he's camera ready. Maybe he just ain't my type, but I don't see it, honey. I don't see that brother as being no better looking than nobody else. I mean, anybody his size and age. So what, he shaved his face? Or trimmed his mustache? She is a surgeon? Who is a surgeon? Wait a minute. Hold on, L. Yeah, she doesn't sound all that confident either. She is a surgeon? I thought the side piece was a surgeon. I'm pretty sure what they were saying that on Tasha K was that the other woman is a surgeon. I heard of her having a career at all. But she allowed him to demand things from her and talk her any kind of way. I think you might be mistaken. I don't think she's a surgeon. I think the girlfriend is a surgeon. He was having an affair with a surgeon who I believe in not come forward. But there have been several women. I don't think she's a surgeon. I don't think she's a doctor. If she's a doctor, she probably had no sense to leave his ass. But we're not in their relationship. We don't know what it is. We don't know. Maybe they have fantastic sex. Who knows, honey? He not. I agree, Monique. He's not particularly handsome, honey. I'm not in any way strange. He don't look no better than Idris or somebody. The latest mistress is a surgeon. That's what I heard too, Deborah Mitchell. 3 mistresses. Oh my goodness. And plus, I think a lot of these dudes, when they get money, when they start making money, they feel entitled to have more than one. They're not giving up their sex life. And how do you think all these prostitutes stay in business? Those are not single people picking them up. No, the majority are married people, honey. These preachers, they go to these strange towns where nobody knows them in the town. They're just a guest pastor. You think anything's tipping out? How do all these women in the strip club staying in business then? How to stay in business? How do all these trans people, how do they make a living? I know y'all don't want to believe it. Y'all don't believe y'all man is good. Maybe he is good. And I don't think all men cheat though. I was not a person who cheat. I mean, I like being with my partner when I had him. Oh, Oh, the mistress. Okay, L. I see. She allowed him to demand things from her, and he talked to her disrespectfully. Oh, okay. Okay. So L says, I mean, next time we see why she want to be fixed up like an IG model, she probably getting many offers for makeover. Okay. Well, she said, and I did see, I mean, I had to skip through all of this stuff. She did say that y'all gonna be seeing a lot more of her. So maybe she'll use this as a stepping stone. And we'll be seeing her with her book. Sidekick surgeon. The surgeon, maybe that's all she wants. She wants her a fat piece of chocolate to come over and take care of her needs. Maybe she's a busy woman and she prefers to be with a married man. We don't know. Thank you, Miss Vontrail. Mistress abort. Oh, my goodness. Mr. Tim, I wonder why the mistress aborted her baby. She thought he was a great guy who was single. I think a woman has a right to choose whatever she wants to do, but don't do it because of some nigga, some African-American gentleman. Don't make that decision, honey. You done tore your body up for him. What if you messed up your body and you can't have children no more? I was watching a movie last night, and it's about, the story is really about that dude. What's his name? Oh, shit. Let me think. Okay. Who's the guy in New York? He killed his wife. He was from a rich family. Then he moved to hide out, and he was hiding out in drag. Then he killed the neighbor. He had the neighbor go and kill the woman who was going to expose him, who was a part of the first murder. I can't think of the goddamn name. I just watched it last night. I think it was on Amazon Prime. They used a fake name, but it was obviously who the story was about. Eventually, the dude did a reality show about the murders, and he let some things spill, and they eventually got him on the murder of his wife and that woman and the neighbor. But I don't think he was convicted of all three murders. What's his name? You might know. Who did that star? It started the guy, the blonde guy. Oh, shit. Why do I even try? Whatever. It started with a D, I'm sure his name is. She said she did it because she didn't want kids at the time. Okay. She said she did it because she didn't want kids at the time. So we're talking about the surgeon now? Okay. Al says, Mr. Tim, you may be on to something. The wife having her own book and channel, and she needs to get half his money. If she can't get half, make it sting, honey. Make it sting. He done publicly humiliated you now. Every time somebody sees you on the street, they must, oh, you pitiful. You know how nasty people get. He probably got her banned from the internet if she was ever even on it. Okay, blind spot. I need you to name me one man that doesn't cheat. They all okay. I don't know, honey. I'm a homosexual. I know these queens though. It's something else. No good. Heartbreakers, liars, and cheats. I don't even know why. Let them do these things to me. I need some water. My friends keep telling me. She said she did it because she didn't want to. I do think the money plays a hand in it, though. I think the more they have, well, you just working, coming home, you might not even have the finances to go out there supporting other women, having side pieces. I think a lot of these guys are picking up some of them bills too. You probably don't have the means to carry on the way you would if you had a lot of money. So if you got money, they feel entitled to go out and get that part of themselves fulfilled as well, is my belief. So I think they're probably even worse than the poor ones. The poor ones, they turn violent, you know, because they ain't got nothing else to lean on. You can't manipulate nobody with money if you ain't got none. Well, if she did it because she had the abortion because she didn't want a baby, that's different than him making her have an abortion. That movie I was talking about, that guy, he made his wife have an abortion because he was traumatized because his mama committed suicide. Maybe that name will come back to me. The surgeon mistress said she showed up to her job one day when she didn't have on makeup and lashes, and he told her she shouldn't come out. Okay, L. The surgeon mistress said she showed up to her job one day when she didn't have on makeup or lashes, and he told her she shouldn't come out in public like that. That's what I mean. See, he wants one kind of woman at home, one kind of woman on the side, different kind of woman. A lot of these men will do things with a mistress. Let's say somebody they're keeping, a side piece that they wouldn't even dream about doing with their wife. They have they have respect for their wife in that respect. They're not gonna have her crawling on the ground. They ain't gonna have her putting on leather bustiers and all this kind of stuff. They'll do that with their hoe or their side piece. They see their wives, somebody take care of the house. Not all men cheat. If mine does, he better pray to God I never find out. That's right, Prima Wanda. Whack-a-ta. Get you one of them whips, honey. Get you one of them one of them leather outfits, child, and keep them in line. I don't think everybody cheats. In the gay relationship, it seems like to me that there's always one of them, though. At least one in the because two cheaters, they almost never come together. The cheater wants somebody to stay home. When I was involved in my relationship, my partner, it devastated him when I would go out, but he was going out all the time. That's not you. That's not you. What the fuck you mean it's not me? I'm a grown man too, you know. But that's the way a lot of them think. They would be devastated if she would have went out or she had a side piece. He wanted to kick her ass, kill her, or throw her out of the house. Yet he does it every night. A double standard, honey. That woman could be so afraid of being, she don't want to be alone. Honey. My fiance does not cheat. He tries to be up under me all the time. That's a good man. That's right. Keep him there. When he's not working, 100%. Okay. He's your fiance. Okay. Well, good. Check him out, Prima Wanda. We ain't mad at you, honey. And no, I don't believe all men cheat. I just believe cheaters cheat. And I believe the cheaters don't stop cheating. If that is in their character. Now, I guess, see, I'm not a heterosexual. I don't know how the hell they think, really. But I guess if you, as a young person, were catting around looking for a lot of people, you're dating a lot of people and stuff, I guess that's normal to find, because you got to find the person, right? And then you're able to, now I'm settled down with one person. I'm sure that happens. You know, we ain't going to give a blanket to all men in the world cheat. They may have all had an experience outside of their marriage. I mean, and if you're talking about grown men, I mean, there's one thing when you are a young person and you get married and this is your first relationship or whatever, and you just stay together. It's totally different when you're marrying a 40-year-old man. I mean, obviously, he's got a past. More than likely, you have a past. You know, you got to keep kissing a lot of frogs till you find the right one, till you find your prince. Okay. Lovely one has some, okay, she has some advice for Prima Wanda. Get yourself a dog, honey. She can sniff it out. If she don't smell the perfume, he might smell other things. Dirty. Nasty. Teresa, if I ever find out the Barack cheese, okay. I don't know about Papoose, but yeah, I doubt that Barack Obama cheated on Michelle. But we ain't following people around, honey. You know, I'm sure that they very rarely only had sex with one person. Now, maybe a woman would have that kind of if they married their high school sweetheart. I don't know. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Well, okay. You said if Barack ever cheated on Michelle, but look at Bill Clinton. I mean, he's a different color, but he's still a man. Look at him putting cigars up in women's privacies. Say, I never touched that woman. I never had sex with that woman. He had to redefine sex for him. Look at the Kennedys. These are presidents. These are. I told you when they have power and they have money, honey, it's different. I think they feel like they're entitled to do that. Powerful men, they're constantly getting caught with their drawers down. Not only in ministry, but in politics. We don't even hear about the ones who are in regular life. No, don't burn their bed. Don't burn them up in bed, honey. Just divorce them. Make sure you live in a community property. Don't be signing no papers. Most of them, they get with the woman. They ain't got no money anyway, you know. But as long as they don't sign no prenups, don't get into that. Queen Enchanted, you ain't standing for it. I'm too gorgeous for all that, honey. I am. See, you can because she was so plain and so unmade up. She probably. I mean, she doesn't think about herself very much. You know what I mean? She doesn't value herself like she has to look beautiful or anything. Maybe she don't even see herself as being beautiful. To me, she looked like a cute girl, young girl. To me, I mean, I don't know how old she is. It's kind of mean the way social media treats people, though. They'll call her all kind of names and dog her out. But more than likely, he's done closed her laptop and took it out of the room, honey. Bill Clinton was a dirty dog way back in Arkansas, long before he was president. Well, I said once a dog, always a dog, honey. If that's what they are. No, let's say Rock is different. He don't have too much flavor for Hillary anyway. Hillary stayed. Probably eventually he just didn't have it in him no more. Because nature does something to men's bodies, Now I know they have Viagra, they can go and make it happen and all that kind of stuff. But basically, you kind of lose interest in all this catting around, I think, at a certain age. If you can put up with them that long. Right? Okay. Okay. His wife also had 2 small kids, and she's probably not trying to dress up every day. She's tired. Okay, I hear you, Angela. And yes, she got to consider her children too. Does she want to be a single parent? Maybe he's a good father. Maybe it brings her joy to see him with the kids. A lot of people stay in relationships because of the kids, The kids are what binds them. Look at how many marriages fall apart when the kids go to college. They were just holding on all those years, Plus, people get married so young. I mean, they had to be practically teenagers. So when you marry that young, I mean, you don't know who you are or what you are, or who she is, what she is. Sure, you can grow together like that, right? But when you're young like that, how can you make a decision that's going to last you the rest of your life because you read the Bible? The Bible said. It's an idea. I mean, it's a great idea. My sister, she married her high school sweetheart. They're still together 40 years later. I couldn't see him cheating. I mean, I'm not in people's lives. I couldn't see it. Because they are really Freaking, oh, who is this Stanley Jones? Stanley Jones, what you talking? Stanley Jones, what you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Some of them get tired of the same woman. They want something strange. Well, I got to see what Stanley said. We got to hear a man's point of view. That's okay to be honest. Some men love the side woman or man because they are really freaky and nasty. They do what their wife won't do. That's true. Some men don't want their mother of their children crawling around on the ground like that. And doing that wild stuff. They go up in the whole house. They want somebody, I want you to pee on me. What? Y'all remember that Richard Pryor movie? What? I'm selling pussy, motherfucker, not piss. They don't want to do that with their wife. That's the mother of my children. I got to be able to look at you in the morning. They ought to go into some of these strip clubs and check them all as they're coming out the door and find out if they're married or not. If you have papers. He got papers. He put her at the mercy of the internet and people all days. Yep. He put her spirit. He took her spirit too. He put her at the mercy of the. I know, baby. I know what time it is. Oh my God, it's 5 o'clock. I gotta go, people. My baby says time to go. Come on. He goes out between 4:30 and 5, but then usually this is the time that I record. Anyway, I gotta go take care of my child. Ooh, he's scratching my leg and everything. Okay, I got it. Oh my God. Okay. I gotta go, people. The leader of the house, the king of the household, is telling me it's time to go to pee-pee. All right, y'all have a good day. Hope you get your check soon. I'm still checking every 2 hours.